So for my read aloud today, I'm going to do another text-to-text connection. Remember, text-to-text is when you're comparing something. You're talking about what's alike with them. So yesterday I read rain with you, and I read it because it was raining outside and also because it has animals. So it's also another connection to our amazing animal story that you're doing some work with today. And also, my story today, a text-to-text connection, is another story about animals. So these are all animals that can talk as well in this story. So this one's nonfiction. It's called You Silly Goose. All right. George and Emily were very good friends. When Emily's gooselings hatched, George was the first to visit. Lulu, Emily's noisy neighbor, watched and listened. But George brought news that no one wanted to hear. I have seen the fox, he said, with his big ears, bright eyes, and slick, shiny fur. Oh no. Lulu looked at George. Big ears, bright eyes, and slick, shiny fur, she gasped. And before George could say anything about sharp teeth and a long, bushy tail, Lulu flipped him into the pond. So she must not believe him. Emily, you silly goose, she squawked. Can't you see? George is the fox, and he's come to eat us all. So Lulu thinks that the mouse is the fox. Emily rescued George. Lulu went right on squawking until someone heard her and came to see what all the noise was about. My, said the stranger as Lulu told him about George. But how do you know that he is the fox? Looks like an actual what is visiting now. So she told him about the big ears, the bright eyes, and the sleek, shiny fur. I have a feeling that this fox is going to be tricky. Foxes are usually pretty tricky in those stories. Ah, said the stranger, this is all as it should be. But he is not a real fox, unless he has sharp teeth and a long, bushy tail. Like mine, the stranger snapped at Lulu, but didn't get a feather. He couldn't move. Oh, look. What did he do? Yeah, he trapped his tail. And while he tried to free himself, everyone swam away. Wonder if Lulu's gonna say, oh, sorry. At last, he pulled the vine free, and roots and all, and it bounced behind him all the way home. Now, said Emily, who is the fox and who is the silly goose? And that's the end.